Okay, you're talking to Wayne. Ooh, here we go. Wayne is telling me that he goes, first of all, it felt like I was being like slammed down, like boom, done. So it almost seems like we pick him up and boom. He tells me he didn't really realize this could be a fall, this could be a pick it up slam, this could be anything. He tells me he didn't realize what had happened until it was done, so there was that like what the F, and then when he's gone he sees this person that he knows that's gone, and then he transitions that way. So whatever happens, what I know is maybe it's something he got caught up in. Maybe he got caught up in his feet. Maybe he got caught up in a situation. Maybe he gets caught up in a heart attack. Okay. But it, hold on. He goes, I'm at peace. He says, he's very practical and he doesn't take no shit. He has me on a loop for a second. Hold on. Hold on. Trips up over himself. Difficult breathing. Toward the end, I was like, did you know what situation you were in? He goes, I'll be fine. So I think there was a lack of paying attention to detail. There seems to be a bubbling up, like some sort of real congestion going on. It makes me feel like we didn't get a chance to say goodbye, because all of a sudden we get this phone call like, what do you mean this person's dead? What do you mean? This person feels like they have really great high vibrational energy. I feel like this person is the funny in the seriousness to break tension and keep people together. I think this person is not a perfect person, has lots of cycles, and has had a hard life, which for some reason is suggestive toward how he ends up passing. Whatever bubbles up, trips him up. Didn't expect it to happen this way. Does this resonate yet? Said I just pulled up Cato to it. It wasn't the plan. It's just what you're doing that day. I am so very curious. Hopefully Mackenzie's not getting filtered. He was 83! Oh my gosh! It tripped him up on the end of a medical thing. Breathing. He's like, no, I've got it. And stubborn, going through the situation, kind of, okay, cool. And so he's 83, and his heart and his kidneys were failing. I love this. Did you not get a chance to say goodbye the way you wanted to? So I ask him kind of what things that you may have of his, and he makes me, I cannot draw worth a shit, he makes me feel like, traditional teddy bears with shirts on them, made in honor of people's memory, to like pass their memory down. So maybe something was made in honor of his memory. Maybe we made memorabilia. He kind of like shows me something like these were created. Maybe something distributed to the family. I'm just winging it here. And then he almost like wheels. He was asleep and wouldn't wake up, so I just whispered goodbye into his ear. First of all, holy crap. I don't know why I have to finish what I'm about to say, but there's this female on the other side and I don't know if she's in a wheelchair or just has a hard time walking around, but it seems like he wheels her in to the conversation and shows me this older lady that passed medically that had a hard time walking, so he wants you to know that he's up here with whoever that is, short hair, glasses, real sweet, frail, can hardly talk. Now, Mackenzie's like, I basically walked into wherever he was asleep, and he wouldn't wake up. So how significant is that I drew this eye with a situation through it? So tragic way, and then all of a sudden I drew an eye like we saw it coming. We couldn't really do much about it, but we didn't get to say goodbye the way we wanted to. And she walked in his room and he wouldn't wake up, but she whispered it in his ear. Remember when he had mentioned that phone call? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I really love this. I really love this. And then that trip up where he goes, wham, bam! And then all of a sudden he's tripping over his feet, tripping over those medical issues. It like kind of essentially just caught up to him that he had a hard time breathing. My Aunt Nikki, his daughter, died before he did. So that must be who he is bringing in to show you that she's okay and she's up there with him. I love this. Listen, if you are so, like, I'd say that you get dreams, but I think you have so many, your brain can't really decipher with your intuitive abilities. So I think you have a lot of dreams. Maybe you don't remember them all. You have a chronic deja vu problem, and you're always seeing things, in doorways, down hallways. You look and nothing is there. This is always happening to you, and that's just a small measure of this old soul and these intuitive abilities that you have. Me too, but you too. It's super great. So Mackenzie Wayne, I'm assuming he's a father figure for you. He also says one thing. It's like a big memorabilia that we have. I know men don't wear a lot of rings, but he says that there's like a piece of jewelry or an honorable like medal or piece of jewelry or something that we do have in honor of his memory. Jamie Thompson said, I found you by accident today, but I know that I'm meant to be here. I feel like my mom is here. I am happy to bring you mom's presents. Even through the readings of other people, I am happy to bring you messages, and there's lots of free times, and I'm here for you. Thank you for being here. What is a bolo? So Mackenzie said, yes, I dream of him a lot. He's my papa, so like a father figure, love it. So Mackenzie also says, yes, I have his bolo, and I don't, maybe it's polo. Maybe. I wore it to his funeral. And then he talks about that teddy bear. Remember when he was talking about that teddy bear and putting a special shirt on it just like he has? And this could have been you there too, wearing his shirts. It's a tie. It's like a necklace kind of. Okay, cool. So I'm like, jewelry really isn't a common thing for a man to say, but then he brings it through and says that we have some jewelry or a medal or something in honor of his memory. And a bolo is kind of like a necklace, and you wore his shirt, but you also wore that piece of jewelry in honor of his memory, and he wants you to know that he saw you do that, and he loves the way that you are choosing to honor his memory. How cool is that? I absolutely love